Today, we are at Blue Water Performance, and we are here to get some dyno numbers before we touch the car to see how much improvement we do make or whether we lose horsepower because we suck. Car's on the dyno already, so we're gonna go in there and get some footage. These guys are gonna hook us up with some baseline numbers, and then we'll come back once the car's done and see what we did. All right, so here she is on the dyno. It's a Dynacom dyno, we were told. It reads between a Mustang and a dyno jet, so maybe it's accurate. So we're hoping for some really low numbers. That way it makes us look really good. This morning we checked the oil. It was a little low and there was some metal in it, so it's good news. It's good news. I don't know if you guys know this, tech tip, metal helps lubricate your engine. I mean, it's made out of metal, so it likes it. Hey, what's the lowest horsepower number you guys have ever made on any car?
We ran a E30, made like 40 or 50 horsepower one time.
Okay, well, I was hoping we could get the lowest number, but I don't think we're gonna get it.
It might run it for this money, but yeah, there was a day we did like a dyno day, and there was like a diesel Mercedes and a BMW, and everybody was making bets on which one had lower horsepower.
So it didn't have enough power to redline in fourth gear, but so they tried third, so we'll see what that has to say about it.
About 126, 127.
Beautiful.
Yeah, right on the money.
Heck yeah. So we were almost exactly even on who was right on horsepower, but I nailed it on torque.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to make that.
Welcome back, guys. Accumulated some more parts. So we spoke earlier about limited slip diff. This is a large case 315 out of an E32 750. BMW, limited slips, you can always tell. That's on the case. Right there. And then these are some 540 half shafts, exactly the same as M5. We figured out today these are 30 millimeter diameter versus 26 millimeter of the stock 535 one. A little bit stronger. We're also going to bring some spares because we're fully aware that if this car even makes it there, we're most likely going to be breaking some things. So we're bringing an extra drive shaft, extra half shafts at bare minimum. Also, right here, we've got our brake rotors that came in from Angry Ass Solutions. Brent came by earlier today and dropped some fancy new fresh BMW parts off for us. And in this box, I believe, there's a clutch. So we'll check that and find out what we need. And again, if people are wondering, these are F30, 335 IM Sport brakes. They're 340 millimeter rotors and 4-piston calipers. So those are 2 new rotors, and then these here are the spacers that we will need to run our calipers, the bigger calipers. And, a weird box. And then the bolts, they're a little extended in order to run good spacers. Ooh, look how fancy. They even sealed it for us so no rust can get in. Excellent. So this right here is a fairly aggressive clutch that's rated for 500 plus horsepower. I believe it's ceramic. It is ceramic. But it's still sprung, so it's not going to be too incredibly gnarly. Some cars that are running really high horsepower, it's almost like an on-off switch. We're trying to avoid that, although it might still be an on-off switch. So we'll see.
I don't know if we'll mention it. We got it from UUC. Okay, did not know that, but now you know. Can be throwing some wheel studs on there. These are the seat brackets, also made by Angry Ass Solution. Very pretty, looks like CNC'd. Very nice stuff. So
if you know about E34s, their seats only bolt on the back side, and then it's a hook in the front, which I can demonstrate real quick. So right there, it's a hook in the floor. So it actually has to hook over it and then come back. So you can't just run regular spacers unless you want to just drill a hole in your floor.
2-bolt mounting system versus most BMWs have a 4-bolt mounting system. E34 Teardown, we're going to be taking this thing as far as we need to get it in order to start putting parts on as they come in. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be ripping off the exhaust manifold, taking the front end apart, taking the wheels off, taking the transmission off, taking the exhaust off, taking the diff out. Basically any part that is being replaced is going to be removed today, and then as they come in, we're going to start putting them on, getting this thing going. We got 1 week to do it. So today marks the initiation of that, and then that gives us 3 days for test and tune and to work out bugs or if parts didn't come in. So hopefully that should be all the time we need, hopefully. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we just ran into a little bit of an issue. I guess this will be a tech tip that we didn't even know. Well, right off the bat, if you guys are ever dealing with ceramic clutches, it's very important not to touch them with grease on your hands or anything because it doesn't really come out. So be careful with those. But also, so this is the clutch and flywheel we just pulled off of the car, and I went to go check it with the new stuff. And as you can see, the guide pin is way too big, does not fit. So what we just learned is that the dual mass flywheel from the E34 M30 is not even remotely the same as the one from an E28, which I believe, luckily, is what this guy is from. So what we're gonna do is have this resurfaced, even though it doesn't look too bad, other than being a little crusty. And the clutch that we bought fits right on. Well, if I get it in the guide pants, there we go. So we're going to be switching to a single mass setup from an E28. And it's also, if you guys are ever swapping between flywheels and stuff, before you put your new flywheel on, it's always important to check the teeth so you know if your starter lines up and you don't have to swap it. Easy way to do that, slide it right up, and if the teeth match in, and you can engage it just like a starter and spin the flywheel, then your spacing is correct and you can go ahead and swap it. So yeah, crisis averted. Luckily we had that flywheel sitting around from another M30 that we had, and I'm stoked because it's a lighter flywheel and it's single mass. I hate dual mass. I always switch to single mass. So that's what we'll be running.
And cool. If anybody needs a mint E34 535i M30 clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, it's literally brand new. It's right there. Let us know.
So today what we did, we ripped off the manifold. It's getting replaced with a turbo manifold. As you can see, no manifold. Okay, fixed the exhaust leak. We found the source of the exhaust leak, which, if you'll follow me, is being used as a stand for the fan. This little guy right here is supposed to have, set this down, a corresponding donut on the female side of this flange. Was not there. So that was the source of the exhaust leak. It wasn't actually coming from the manifolds. The gaskets were brand new, looked really good. So I guess that's a good thing. We don't have to worry about any warped heads or weird surfaces or anything like that. Second thing we did, we ripped the transmission off.
You guys, I believe, saw a pretty cool video that may or may not have been informative about the clutch that we found. Chris wants us to follow him, so let's follow him.
There's no more transmission. There's no more clutch. There's no more drive shaft. There's no more the bottom heat shield. There's no more exhaust. There's no more diff. There's no more axles.
No bumpers.
Bumpers are gone.
Bumpers are getting traded out for some pretty cool M Sport bumpers that we have that are hard to find, but luckily we're just laying around, which are laying over there. So one of the things that we're going to be doing right now is trying to figure out how to get our gigantic intercooler. Speaking of which, where is it? Okay. This absolutely preposterously large intercooler, which hopefully can take the heat soak from the Arizona sun, as well as all of the turbo heat. We really had to buy a big intercooler because if we're going to be hitting this thing at full throttle for 12 seconds at a time for multiple passes in the Arizona sun.
I literally just bought the one that was online. That's the size they sent. So
Okay, well, now you're making us really sound like some potatoes. All right, so we bought this potato intercooler to cool down the potato fuel in our potato car. But the problem that we're running into right now is that this lower core support is very greatly interfering with the bottom section of the intercooler. We're going to have to relocate or bend this power steering cooler. We're going to have to cut the upper core support, possibly bend some things. This has got to go, probably both of these flanges. Overall, dimensionally, I think there's room for it, but we're going to be doing a lot of cutting. There's going to be a lot of sparks flying. The garage has already been on fire one time tonight. That's a completely different story. Hopefully we don't set it on fire again.
thanks for watching.
Have a shitty night.